Good afternoon, everyone. Here's Nana with Teach Me Nana, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We always do an alternative to the paper pumpkin, which we did this past Sunday. Zoe and I did the September. Is that right? Yes, September paper pumpkin. Anyway, it gets confusing sometimes. But anyway, we did that, and so we made some of the little pumpkins and apples, and then we also made the wheelbarrow. So the wheelbarrow, we do have a PDF for that, so we're going to put that out there and post it later so you have access to it, so you have all the directions to make the wheelbarrow, and I'll show you a glimpse of it in a moment. But today, because of the fact I keep on looking for my box, we turned my box into the wheelbarrow. So Nana's been busy looking for a box that I don't have anymore because it became a wheelbarrow. But anyway, so this month there are no envelopes, and we're not stamping a card or anything like that because it's all putting together the pumpkins. And we will make alternatives to that, and we'll show you how we can use the material to make alternatives. But the alternative I'm going to show today is using the actual stamps that came with the kit. With very similar, very beautiful leaves, some very nice sayings that you can put on your tags. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So therefore, I'm having to use cardstock and some designer series paper to make all that happen. So I just want to let you know, we are using the paper pumpkin kit, but we're focusing on the stamps today. And we'll also use the ink that was in the kit. All right, so let's go to the hands and we'll get started. All right, so here is the instructions on how to make the wheelbarrow. The paper pumpkin box, and you can most try to duplicate it. It makes it with another box as well too. But we will post that, like I said, a little later and get that out there for you so it's available to you. So this is what I want to show you what we're going to do today. So this is the paper pumpkin kit, and here's the alternatives that we did not make an alternative this month because the time it took to make the wheelbarrow and just one or a couple of these, it took us a little while. It took us a whole hour. So actually, I'm putting that there. So here's the alternatives. The paper pumpkin kits always have alternatives, and then we also come up with our own. So the one we're going to focus on today is this one right here. Mine's going to be similar, but it's not going to be exactly the same. If you wanted to do that exactly the same, that's okay. That's called casing. In my particular case, I'm going to do a little bit alternative to that. I'm going to do my own thing with that same thought, and I'm going to show you how that works. So actually, here is the paper that I've picked out today to use. You can say, how did I do that? Well, I just went through paper and picked it out. The other thing that I have gone and done in advance is I've actually stamped out some colors so that I can get an idea of what color I want to use for those leaves. So I think I'm going to stick with this color here, this one here, this one here, and this is actually in the kit, and this is actually in a previous kit too. So I'm using both. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be stamping these here. These are actual leaves that came in the kit. They're green, and at first I thought it was cardstock, but it wasn't. It is cardstock, but leaves have been die cut. So we're going to actually first try to stamp. I haven't tried this yet, but we're going to try to stamp right there on those leaves, the color we want them. And if that doesn't work, I have a sponge that's nice and handy that I can sponge the color on. And you know what? We might do it both just so you can see it done both ways. So with that, I already got my stamps ready, and we're just going to do this. So the first color that I'm actually using, it was not in the kit, it's called Cinnamon Cider. And you're going to see how pretty these colors are. You can use them either to stamp the first color or to do the stamp off. Let's see here. Just tapping it 3 times. I know people make it look so easy, just come in here and stamp on this. So let's see just how easy that is for me. Comes off. Alright, so I got a little white there in the middle. I'm not sure what that's all about, but you know what? I can actually correct that. Alright, so I'm just going to leave that there for the moment. And actually, I can correct any of that if I want to, because I actually got a blender pen, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, I'm going to use at least, we always usually try to use odd numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp 3 leaves. I'm not sure if we're going to use all these colors or not, but we'll find out soon enough, because once I get them all stamped, I don't know what that was about that circle there, something. Alright, let's see here. Let's find another one here. You just have to tilt it sideways to see where the die cut is now. Got something going on there. There it is. Okay, I might have to punch these out because I can't. Some people can do it easier with it on there. I can't, for whatever reason. I can't really see it. I do better if I do it like this. I've already got 3 of this color, so let me switch colors. We want a variety of colors. You know, we want the whole fall theme. I'm going to go ahead and punch these out because I can show you how I can solve all of those right there. It didn't come out exactly how I want it. I'm going to use a blending tool to help me finish that right. Okay, so I'm going to use this color here because I already know. This came out a pretty color of nice fall red. This is actually called Poppy Papaya. I think it's not what it can be. Poppy Parade. Okay, let me just move this out of the way since I'm stamping here. I'm going to just go ahead and do some of these here. I'm just going to do a couple of these. These remind me of maple leaves. I'm not sure. That might be it. I'm not getting the ink on there good enough. Okay. I'm just going to center it on there. Like I said, I'm not worried about if I get it exact or not. If I have to come back, I can come back and color in if I need to. That's not what I really envisioned doing today, but I can. Let me punch out another leaf so I can see what I'm doing. For me, it's easier. I've seen people just go and just stamp right there on those, and you can see. I just can't, for whatever reason. That just isn't something I just seem to do well. I'm going to do one more, and I have another sheet of leaves here. Because your kit actually came with 2 sets. Actually, it looks like 3 sets. I'd have to go look at the original card itself to see. But anyway, you've got plenty of leaves. Plenty. See, this side's already this color, so I don't necessarily have to stamp that color because that is the color I was planning on stamping. But I don't have to. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and punch out, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it when we get through. I'm just going to go ahead and punch out 3 of these. So I'm not going to have to stamp them because they're already this color. Alright, so I've got at least 3 colors there, and I really wanted to get some yellow in here. Because, you know, it's all about all the fall colors. And I'm going to close this stamp up for the moment too, before I get ink all over me. And I'm going to go ahead and do this in the yellow. Let me find my little leaves here to punch them out. So that's all I'm going to do. For me, it's just easier so I can actually see all that white. For me, it's like sort of a little hard for me to find that fine line that lets you see it. I could do a brighter overhead light maybe, but we're not. Okay. All right, so there's one. And it's okay if the color sort of varies. I mean, if you look out your window and look at the trees, you know, the leaves are various colors. You know, they're not necessarily all yellow or all red. Many times the leaves are sort of just turning. They might be partial brown going to red, or they may be all red or turning yellow. It's just a combination of things. All right. So I did this right here. So if you wanted them solid like the green ones were, then this is what I would do. I'd take my blending tool, and like on the yellow ones I just did, I would sit there and stamp my block there. And then I could come back then and I can color this in all I want. See, I can just finish it off. Any way you want to. So if you want to do it all over, you can. If you just want to do partial, you could. I'm going to do it all over. And then I'm going to turn around and stamp the actual veins of the leaf in a dark chocolate brown. Now if you want that darker, you can put the darker. I can also put some brown on here to sit there and make it darker as well too. And I'll show you that in a second. Give it a chance to dry, and I'll actually try some brown on there and see how that works. Right now I'm just going to fill in with the blending tool. It'll not only will it pick this up, it'll pick up a little bit from over here to what I've already inked. You know, you can play around with it as much as you want. Because I'm just trying to stay, actually I'm going to try to stay within our 30-minute time frame. That's what Nana usually tries to do on Fridays, is I try to keep it around 30 minutes. Because we're just doing alternatives. I'm just going to go ahead and do this down here because I've got that stem to still be there. We're going to just get these all colored up. And then we'll move on to the other colors. Glad the green was already there. And there. So, you know, it's really just whatever floats your boat. You'll hear me say that. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes you happy. You know, I have Sophia and Zoe that loves to color with markers, the blender markers. I do not. I have a heavy hand with that. And I like doing this better because I can actually blend if I want to blend, and that's why I want to show you. Now I can come back and do that. Alright, we're going to move on to the next color. I'm going to save the brown to last because that's the one I want to stamp everything with. So we'll just get our color out again and we'll do the same thing. So all we're going to do is we just do the exact same thing. You can see the color on the block there. And that's all I'm going to do. So just going to keep on doing that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, you think about leaves and everything else. Things are not perfect out there. Everything is its own unique little thing. So if you went outside and gathered leaves, or if you had to rake leaves, you would see all the pretty colors. But right now, here in San Antonio, we don't have leaves on the ground. But see how I can come in here and I can just sort of blend that a little bit, where it looked like it was a little bit lighter. And I just blended that in. Now you can come back again if it's not as dark as you want. You can come back. You just have to let the paper dry because you don't want to get the paper so wet it starts, I guess it's like peeling or balling up. The paper does if you get it too wet. It's like any kind of paper. Get it too wet, that's what's going to happen. So I don't want to do that. I'm just lightly doing this. It's not like I'm like putting pressure. I'm just lightly doing this. Without getting my fingerprints everywhere. And if you're out there and watching, please say hello. And always like or share our YouTubes and Facebook and all. We actually got a goal that we'd like to get our numbers up and be able to reach as many people as we can. Zoe and I talked about that on Sunday, about being able just to share with people. And that's really what it's about, being able to share with people and linking up with people. And, you know, just having an adventure together, crafting together, sharing. It's always so much fun. I mean, when we get together and have our get together with parties or crafting together, it's crazy. We have paper everywhere, but we have tons of fun between socializing and creating. It's just fun. It's always fun when you can get together with family, friends, make new friends. We're social creatures. Whether you want to believe it or not, or believe you're not a social creature, that's okay. We were meant to be social creatures. You know, so many people want to be able to just get together and do things together, especially when you like the same type of things. And always good to share ideas. We share other things too. You know, catch up on news, find out what's going on in the world. Oh, no telling what we'll share. Knowing us, we'll share with you about how to make things with dandelions. Because that's a favorite topic of mine. I always like to talk about them dandelions and what I can do with those dandelions. So anybody that knows me knows if you show me a picture of a dandelion or we start talking about a dandelion, I will perk up, and I am all about those dandelions. Okay, let's see. We only have one more red one left, and then we're moving on to brown. And you know what? And if you do have any questions and you're on right now, just ask them. And I'm trying to watch the screen as well to see if I need to answer any questions or anything. I don't mind that at all. I wasn't planning on a coloring exercise this morning, but that's okay. You know, as Aunt Jennifer and I was talking about earlier, you know, it's amazing sometimes how calm it is just to color, stamp, and create. It gets us into that creative zone and gets us out of all the other tedious things we can get into in life. It's just nice to escape and be creative and do what you want to do. You know, it's yours. You own it. Whatever you create, you own it. You know, and that's the beauty of it all. You say, that's mine. I did it. Oh, yeah. Then you need to think about who you can give it to. So it's not for you to make cards and hoard them all and keep them forever and ever and ever. The purpose of card making is to share. So you're supposed to like stamp, make your cards, gather together with people and friends and make and create together, and turn around and send them out and share them. Okay, so I owe Shirley May a card soon. I think I'm overdue for owing her a card. So Shirley May will be getting a card soon. I don't know what kind of card, but she'll be getting a card. Alright, so I am going to clean off, so just to let you know, I do clean off my brush, especially when I've been working with red like that. And I just clean it off until it's clear and I don't see anything else coming off. And I'm like, you know what, if that takes too long, I'll go to the other side. This has 2 tips. That's most probably where my patience level ended, and I'm just going to flip it over. And you can see there's no color there. Alright, so I'm going to clean the stamp off. Because we're moving to the last color. And this is the cinnamon color. It comes out a brownish color, but it's not the brown I'm going to use for the leaf veins. This is cinnamon cider. Looks very brown, but I am going to start right here just to show you. I don't know, it looks like a glue dot got on there or something. I'm not sure, that's what it feels like. I'm not sure how a glue dot got in the center of my leaf, but it has to go. Okay, well, at least you know what'll happen if you glue dot there, so I'm just going to color it in. It's okay, because when I get through, I don't know where this leaf's going to fall on the card anyway. So it might be an opportunity for creativity. We'll see. You see, I'm just sort of scooping color off here, and you say, well, you know, how do you? People always ask me, where'd you learn that? Where'd you learn that? I think part of it is I took art classes a long time ago where I did. Well, I've done actually acrylics as well as I've done oils, and I think it's just. I took it in high school too. I think it's just from. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. See if I can do this better. I think it's just from the use of using a palette, mixing colors and all. I think it's just where I sort of gathered it from. It's one of those things that through time you gather knowledge and you start blending knowledge you learned in one thing over to something else that you've learned or doing. And just sort of like fabric or anything else. You know, I do certain things with fabric, and some of those techniques and skills I brought over to this. So it's all just something I've learned through time. I can't tell you there's any magical place or anything. But I can tell you I learned using my block this way, but I saw somebody else do it and I thought, wow, I like that idea. How convenient. Okay, so you can at least see how I'm doing. Alright, so at least I've got my leaves, and if I want to come back and touch them up, I can. Because once I got my main color on, I'm going to still get some more color for these 2 leaves. I didn't like the way that was looking. I can still go. So that's the beauty of me using this blending tool. Is okay, so are my leaves perfectly like I would like them? I don't know. It's got to dry. But if it's not, I know I can go back and add more color. I can add the blending, and I can blend in. See here, I can come in here and I can blend in here. So you can do it any way you want to do it. Right now I'm just trying to get the tips of these leaves where I had the white covered up. I haven't decided which I like better, doing it this way or coming down here and do it this way. I think it just depends. What's easiest for you? For me, lots of times I like things a little bit further away from me. It could be eyesight, I don't know. No, I had a sewing teacher taking a class. She goes, "Man, you got your sewing machine really far away from you." Well, I did, but I have to tell you, I was very comfortable sewing that way, and it could be an eyesight thing. I just don't like things initially up in my face, I guess, sometimes, or lots of times. And that could be it too. Who knows? I don't really care. I just wanted to sew. So like right now, I want to get these leaves done and put my cards together. So I don't really care. But what I do care about is it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. We got a little bit cooler weather. We got some fresh rain, making it feel a little bit nicer. Here in San Antonio, we're still going to have warm weather. It's just nice to get that nice, cool, refreshing rain. I don't know. To me, it's good to get up and see all the pretty leaves glistening with water on them, knowing they're being refreshed and restored. Just prepare for the day today. Since they're busy growing and doing during the night while we sleep, so it's nice to see them refreshed with some rain. Working really hard to give us our oxygen. Okay, so yahoo, I'm through coloring at the moment. Alright, so let's get done and let's get creating this card. Okay, so like I said, we didn't have cardstock in here this month and everything else, so I'm just going to sort of push my leaves to the side. I still got to stamp them, but they got to dry a little bit here. Okay, so while they're drying, I'm going to go ahead and set some here aside. So even as I push them aside, I can feel they're not dry. So this is some cardstock. This is just, I use this colored cardstock right here that's on the stamp here, the Bumblebee cardstock, and this is actually Designer Series paper from Blackberry Beauty. Don't scare too hard at this side. Yes, I am gonna put tape on that, and I am gonna flip it over and make it into a card. That would be beautiful, but that is not the fall leaves I'm looking for right now. Let's get it. I'm so used to making sure that foil paper is on top that it seems weird for me to tape here, but that's all right because we are dealing with paper pumpkin, and this is an alternative for paper pumpkin. So Nan will do the other way when she is Judy Allen on Keep It Simple or Step It Up. All right, so there we got this here, and now this, I'm going to put this right here. And if we look at what we're casing, this I really can't tell because this is we're casing right here. I can't tell if they've got it up on dimensionals or not. I am not going to put it up on dimensionals. I could if I wanted, but I'm not because we are going to stamp someone here. So I'm going to stamp a couple leaves. Let me just see. I have this tag here. Okay, so I actually got this tag. I already had it pre-punched out, and I found it in my stash of tags. So just to give me an idea, I am going to sit there. I was just putting it here so I could see. So I'm going to stamp. So the only color I didn't use earlier was this light color here, and this color is actually Calypso Coral. So I'm actually going to stamp some Calypso Coral around here on this cardstock here. With this stamp here, little one. And I'm just going to stamp 3 leaves. And you know, it's okay to stamp off. Everything doesn't have to be perfectly in. And I am going to stamp some lines on it. And see here, I got this one here. So, you know, it's like, I'm going to do it like right here. Just got that there. That's okay. Alright, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's underneath my tag. The thing is I just want to get some leaves on there. And then we'll get our label on in a minute. Okay, so now at this point, then I do need to go ahead and put the veins on here. Alright, the leaf veins. Leaves have veins. If you didn't know that, or you don't know that, go outside, grab a leaf, and look at it. This is a great time of the year for you to go outside and explore some nature and see what it looks like. So actually, I'm using espresso ink here, and the reason is it's a dark brown, so it goes really good with the fall colors and allows you to really see those leaf veins. See there? So I'm just going to stamp this here. We'll get these all stamped up, and then we'll move to our actual leaves because they should be dry now. Look how pretty that is. It makes you ready for all kind of fall festivals. Everybody in the world will be having their pumpkins or their Oktoberfest, you name it, it's going to be happening. So I'm just going to put this back over the side here since I stamped that. And I'm going to go ahead now that gave time for my other leaves to dry. And we'll get them stamped up and then we'll move them around. And that's why I said I wasn't really worried about the color just yet because I still hadn't put the vein on there. See, when you put the vein on here, how it just, it really doesn't seem to matter. Now, if it does, we'll still get the blender pen out and we can do that. We have one more of these and then we have some maple looking leaves. It might be, I don't think it's an oak leaf. I think it's a maple leaf is what it reminds me of. But if it's not, just let me know. Keep me straight. Keep me on my A game. Alright, again, like if you're out there, just please say hello or whatever. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Lourdes. Thank you for joining in and saying hi. You know, you get out here on the internet and you do feel like you're all by yourself. Oh, I do have two more of these. Let me get the green ones. And it's nice to know that people are out there and you can answer questions. Somebody's watching. There's people that come back, and you know, when you come back later and watch, just put replay on there or say hello so that I know that you watched. We give away door prizes on when Zoe and Nana stamp once a month. So if you put your name out there and all, and you know what, it just dawned on me, we have not put the winners out there yet. We need to get that done. So we'll get that done. But all we do is for anybody that's like said hi or they said they do a like, anything along those lines, just so we can put them in the drawing. Because if you don't do something that allows us to know you're there, then we don't know to put you in the drawing. But if you do that, we put your name in the drawing, and usually whoever's present where we're doing it live, it's not me. I usually always have somebody else do the drawing. I just do the announcing, the creating. Now see how that looks? Looky there. Focus is all on the veins here, the leaves, and when they get through, put them on the card, the focus is going to be there. It's not going to be on the color. But again, you can alter that. Get all of them. You only got 3 more, and we're done. And then we're going to assemble. We will have to put something on tag on here. But I can tell you already, I already know I'm going to make a couple of these. I've already got some other paper picked out. It's different from this, that I'm already going to make another one because I have aunts, I have children, I have grandchildren. So somebody's going to be receiving cards for Thanksgiving, and they'll all be these fall themes, which is beautiful paper for them. Okay, so we've got everything there. So now we're going to assemble. Okay, I'm first going to go ahead and put this on here because I'm not going to raise this. What's going to be raised is my leaves, the ones that I'm going to have on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and put my tape down here. As soon as I'm nice and gentle to my tape. We'll get this down. And we're almost out of time. So even when you do something like this, you have to decide which way do you want it to go. So I'm going to go across. And I'm going to go across there. I'm going to do it this way because I can see more of my leaves this way. So now we're down to the... Okay. Just a minute. I didn't get it exactly like I wanted it. So I just tugged. I didn't rip it all off. But I can get it down again though. So there we go. I get it. Alright. And I am gonna go ahead and put this. I need to stamp this. I'm gonna put on here. I really like this one, is You're a Blessing. This says thank you, but since I am going to be doing these for Thanksgiving, I'm going to put You're a Blessing. Because you know what? Everybody in my life is a blessing. It doesn't matter if they're a friend or it's a family member. They're still a blessing. And I'm going to do this in a chocolate. I call it chocolate brown. It's espresso. And I'm just going to put it directly in the center. And that way I can put bling around it, I can put leaves around it. Yeah, Shirley won't care. Shirley May will not care. She'll just care that she got one. Alright. But I care, because I want it to be special for whoever I make it for. So it could be you. It could be my kids. I don't know, but I always try to make them special, and they all will be just a little different. Just a little different, not a lot different, but a little different. I am at least going to put the tag here on dimensionals. I just like to do that. Okay, and I'm just going to center it. Right about here. I could do it, I could do it right. I'm going to just do it right here. I'm going to do it off-centered. Even off-centered to this side here too, because I can. Look at that, I get more of my leaves. Alright, so all I'm going to do is toss some leaves around and see what I like. So I like that. I'm actually going to get one of these big maple leaves up here, because I like them too. And I'm going to get 3 of everything on here somehow, some way. I might have to eliminate some colors. And that's okay too, because I want to be able to see it. So on this chocolate brown, it's hard to see that. I really want to mix in my colors. Yeah, stamp that there. Tell you what, I'm going to rotate out, because I can see the red a lot easier here than I can here, because I got brown there. Okay, so that would be a reason to change it out. I want to also put a red one up here, because I want to mix my colors. Because when you go outside and you see all those trees, everything's mixed with colors. Colors, colors, colors. It's all about colors. So just play with it and toy around with it and get it where you want it. And then you can start putting dimensionals, because I can put a dimensional up there and look at it. Let's see here if I want to put some more leaves here. I'm going to put a leaf right here. Okay, because I can. And I don't mind them overlapping. Let them overlap. That's the whole beauty of things being dimensionals. Let's see here. I'm going to tug in some more yellows here. And I'm going to tug in, I need to tuck in some more greens most probably. I still got a couple more left here. I think I might put a brown in here. They're like that. Alright, now I got too many browns together. So, isn't that funny how we do that? So I'm going to swap that out with a red. Okay, now I got that there, so I'm going to do this here. Alright, I think I like it like that now. And if not, I have some more leaves, because we like to keep things in 3s. And I don't have quite that in 3s, but I could. That's a lot of leaves. Alright, I'm going to leave it like that at the moment. And I can come back and decide how I want some more on there. So now I'm just going to glue some down. Like these I'm going to leave here because they're already dimensionals. But like this here, I'm going to put a couple of those up. And this takes a little bit longer than just taking the cardstock and, as we do with the regular kit, make something, because we're having to do something with it, right? So that's going to take a little bit more there. And I also have the smaller dimensionals that can actually make it a little bit lower. But like the leaves that are on here, I just like them falling. Leaves fall, they just don't stay in one place. Even when you rake them, they don't stay in one place. Good luck on that. Alright, so you can have as many leaves as you want. They can overlap, because leaves do that. These I'm going to do flat. These I'm going to do 5. This one I might do in a little dimensional. I don't want too much height there, because it's, let's see if I can find some of my little dimensionals left over from previous kits. There we go. I didn't have to have as much, because I don't want to have as much height as I did the others, but it can have a little bit of height. And then I can use glue dots. Oh yeah. I can see Shirley May now. So what I want to do, so like you see this red leaf right here, because it's hanging off, and I don't want it to quite do like that. So all I'm going to do is just put the dimensional right under the center of this leaf. And that way, it's still going to be where it is right now. If I can get my fingernail underneath it. Or I can just leave it right there. I'm going to put it right there. And that way, I can still have that look of overlapping. And I can still have the height right here. See how that works? That works real nice. So these two, I'm just going to use some flat glue dots on. And this one here, I'm just going to use a little dimensional again. And then you know what? We will call it a day. How about that? All right. So that is the end of the card there. I'll come back later and glue those two brown leaves down, but I'm at least going to get you the look. And I just want to remind you that we have the Christmas paper pumpkin coming up, and if you want it, you need to order it by October the 10th. So that's the main thing, October the 10th. Keep that on your agenda. And with that, Nana would like to thank you for joining today and on Teach Me Nana. Be sure to look for the registration soon. It should be showing up. It says register now for our upcoming fall retreat. We'd love for you to come in and join us. And be sure to share and like us, not only here on YouTube, but YouTube, and on Facebook, but also if you'll share both of them. And we also have Instagram, so if you also share Instagram, that'll be great too. And if I missed anything else, I'm sure Aunt Jennifer will let me know. How about that? That sounds good. Or Zoe will. All right. See you next week. Be blessed. Have some fun. Go out and create something. And look forward to what you're doing. All right. Bye.